Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Please let us know, since it's the very start of the stream, if the audio sounds okay with the music.
Yeah. Honestly, the music looks really low.
Yeah. Or if you can even hear the music, because we can pull it up a little.
Hey, Crazy Cat 42.
Oh wow, we got Crazy Cat 14 and 42.
Music is okay. Cool. Dope. I think you can just leave it where it is. It's gonna be quiet, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Besides, we're the ones that are important here.
Here you go. If you want to listen to music, be my guest.
Ooh. What is this banger music?
Fantasy Tavern music.
All right. Oh, Crazy Cat 14 is the dopest. Can't go wrong with Crazy Cat 14. Y'all two should really hang out with each other. I'm not gonna lie.
So if you would notice from last week, so we're back with world building,
yep.
And we are going to be working on creating more characters. We got some new wheels and such we were gonna try.
Yeah, so we told y'all last week that we were gonna get a second camera. So if you actually look down in the corner down there, we do have a second camera. And
so we can roll dice, but let's see. Let's roll a die to see how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
I have a cup too. My dice rolling cup.
It's gonna be loud.
Well, it's gonna be rough, but you know what?
Actually, you know what? I'm kind of curious though. Can't really hear it on my end, so.
You got a 6 on that.
So D6s tend to work best with this.
Let's see.
Because it is hard to see with that thing.
Camera. Yeah, it's a little hard to see.
Yeah, if you use the black one, it works better. But again, it works best with like D8, D6 kind of thing.
Oh, that one you can kind of see.
That one you can kind of see.
You can kind of see that it's. There we go. We'll figure out the zoom.
But
the focus on it.
Yeah. But so we told y'all we were gonna have a camera set up. We have the camera set up.
Yep. Let's see what weather it is. That looks
it's sunny.
like sunny.
Yeah. But afterwards we realized that some of these ones were gonna have so many things to them.
So many different options, yes.
That there wasn't really a So this one is like a D.
You gotta go
where is it?
Further.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, there we go.
This is like a D64.
64-sided die.
And it doesn't actually have 64 sides. I'm not gonna lie. I think they kind of cheated a little bit, but maybe it does. Yeah, it kind of does.
It's supposed to. There's 64 different numbers on there.
But so I do technically have a D100, so we could have rolled that. But
then we have to look up.
Then we have
table.
Yeah, and so what we did instead was we created some cool things for y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, we created wheels. Ooh, yeah. These are gonna be used.
So, should we start from the beginning there?
Yeah. So let me go back to our general document. So last week we created
3 people.
3 people, and these are all for the world for our new campaign,
Correct.
Our new system, which we've been working a little bit on this week.
Did somebody message you?
Yep, it sounds good. Our audio sounds good. Cool. Awesome. But before we talk about them, and before we really get into everything, I think we should answer our question of the day that has been on there since last week.
It's not there right now.
Yeah, well, we can say what it is.
Okay.
But it's what's your favorite character backstory? What's your favorite backstory for a character?
And
this can be one that you've seen, one that you've made. We're gonna go with ones that we've played in a tabletop game.
Okay. Ones that we've played in a tabletop game. So if we're going like officially played, like long term, I would have to say Corvoa. Hey, can you ooh. And the big on the overhead. Nice. I would have to go with my little tiny dragon. The little, yeah, there you go. Is my little half dragon. Because I actually kind of came up with a story for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you've had a story for other characters.
Yeah, not well though. Not good stories. What are you doing?
Figuring that
out. Right? Love spam.
But yes, your half dragon character.
My half dragon. However, currently I have a new character. His name is BB or Bubba Bugga.
Bubba Bugga.
And he is a super country bugbear who I think is going to have the best. It's not catching audio, by the way.
For what?
The music.
For the music?
I hear the music, but. Sorry if music just kind of cut out. Hey, you have more than one people in here. Why isn't there other people? I have no idea. But it takes a little bit to update. That is one thing that a lot of the Twitch videos that we've watched is updating the viewers in chat tend to take a while, so you kind of always have to talk as if you're talking to somebody, because if it says 1, you may have 3. If it says 0, you still may have 1.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, why would we talk like we're talking to anyone? But yes, Corvoa was a
half dragon little girl. Then... She hated villains and tyrants. So that was kind of her whole character drive, was I'm looking for a tyrant.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She was in my campaign. I've been running too, and I forgot that was her whole motivation.
Yeah, she hates tyrants.
She hates tyrants, and then she started working for the tyrants.
Not by choice.
Maybe.
But it's okay. And then so the other character, Bubba Bugga, I think personally has the best backstory ever. So he's an idiot. He lives down by the creek.
He's like one of the country bears.
Yeah, and he has a little pet named Roscoe, who's just a fully grown, Black Panther. It's fine. Actually, he's like a teenage Black Panther, if you will. But his name is Roscoe.
A teenage Black Panther.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have ages, too.
Okay.
They have little cubs and such.
I've never heard an animal being described as a teenage.
Would you like it to be a youngling? But, yeah, so that's my character. I enjoy him.
And you've only played him for, like...
An hour.
And yet you already went and got a costume for them. I would say I haven't done that before. I have done that before.
You definitely have.
I have. Really, that should be my favorite character's backstory, is that one that I played, that I literally played them for one session. And after I played them for one session, I went ahead and got a Halloween costume based after them. But I really feel like...
Which one was that? Was that...
That's Vivian.
Vivian? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I really feel like her backstory takes way too long to explain. So... Instead...
Vivian is orange hair, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So...
Here's a summed up version of the backstory. Has been kidnapped. Wanted to make the bad guys and the good guys fight. So the people who didn't have powers could rebuild. That's pretty much the backstory.
Yeah, there's way more stuff you didn't touch on in that. That one takes a bit to explain. That was the summed up backstory. Yeah, but so instead I'm gonna go with my other V character, because I always play A characters followed by V characters.
Huh?
Well, in D&D, my first character's name was Aaron. My second one's name was Verilyn. In Mutants and Masterminds, my first one's name was Alice. My second one's name was Vivian.
True. That's so weird.
In the new campaign, my character's name is Echo, which is not a V or an A.
Are you sure it's not Aeko?
Though but my third character in D&D was named Elwyn.
Which is also an E?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So maybe I just go on a cycle of AVE.
AVECQR.
But Verilyn, I like her backstory in that she was raised by tieflings who worshipped like the evil dragon god. So that was all she knew, but she really liked heroes and like the idea of becoming a hero because the person that she grew up reading stories about was like this really cool knight who went missing. His name was Rabel.
Yeah, by the way, guys, never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Because Rabel ended up being a huge disappointment and just smacking his own team around, basically.
but she wanted to be a knight because she wanted to be like Rabel.
Rabel.
Yeah. So she went to try to become a paladin, and before she was able to take her oath, the paladins found out that she worshipped Tiamat, because that's how she grew up.
Oh, no,
and she didn't.
It's Tiamat the dragon. Sorry.
But so they tried to get rid of her. They tried to kill her, because they thought she was trying to like infiltrate their thing with Tiamat, even though she just didn't realize that there was like a
Tiamat cultural, was bad.
Yeah. So
which is weird because everybody knows Tiamat is bad.
So she got almost killed, and whenever she was dying, this voice called out to her, which was this ancient dragon knight who gave her the powers, basically like agreed to a pact with her in order for her to live, but also for the dragon knight to basically embody somebody and live again. So she was a warlock, but also a bard, because she became a bard after that, and she had the paladin training. And then sometimes it was this ancient dragon knight that I was playing as, and I just think her backstory is really cool.
And complicated.
It's cool and complicated, but I enjoyed it. I want to make a character with that cool of an origin story again.
Well, we are going to make these origin stories for these guys dope as can be. Like y'all's characters. I fully expect the backstory. Like, I want to know our backstories. I'm probably gonna come up with like a backstory guide.
That would be cool,
so that we have something to go off of.
And something I enjoyed about her too is because of her backstory, and because like whenever she was dying, she was in water. She was afraid of water, so every time she would have to be around water. It was the other personality, the ghost spirit that was possessing her, that would come out and take over. But also because of that, she got that like really bad injury that she was dying. The power of this necklace that inhabited this ancient dragon spirit was what was keeping her alive. So anytime she was in an anti-magic field, that wound would open up again and she would start dying, which sounds like really like horrible things like to try to play around.
You did legit almost die from an anti-magic field.
But it was fun. It was fun having like those stakes and being like, hey, I can't be around anti-magic field because I will literally die. Like that challenges the way, and like being on a boat, if I'm in an anti-magic field on a boat, that is
all sorts of bad.
Oh, and that she couldn't be so far away from the necklace or else
the wound opened up.
The wound opened up too.
Yeah.
And also we got to a point where like people were trying to come after and get this necklace.
Did we?
Or parts of it, because the necklace was part of a sword.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all of that was like stakes and stuff, and I found it. It was fun.
Now the good news is, based on currently, like, y'all aren't really gonna have those issues. Y'all are gonna have completely different issues. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Woo!
But okay, so last week we can get to a little recap of what we did last week. We have the characters we made on here, and I can scroll up on this document. Yep. But I also tried to write out a little bit about what we currently know as far as like what we built. So let me pull up that sheet.
And I promise a map is coming, guys.
We're gonna build a little bit more to make a map. I feel.
Well, we're gonna populate the map as we go. But so here's the thing. I am waiting until we do get a little further. So I may do it next week. I may do it the week after. I haven't really decided yet. So I may do it this week after today's stream, or I may do it the following week after our next stream.
That's fair.
So that way I have 2 to 3 weeks of things to kind of.
Yeah, I think I'd say at least I'd say next week.
Like next week after this stream?
After next stream.
So in 2 weeks.
I mean, okay, this is a weird analogy. We're in a bowling league, and before they start counting handicapped games, which is games with extra bonus pins added based on your average, before they start like counting them in a leaderboard, they allow at least 4 weeks of games on the block. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, so they'll have, like, the top 3 scratch games, which are without handicap from the week before, and then they'll have the top 3 handicap games. They don't actually start counting those until after 3 weeks of data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that, like having... 4 weeks of data.
But the handicaps are in there after the first week. So.
They just don't have a leaderboard, so, like, basically the equivalent is having, like, that data available.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
here's the recap.
This is a little bit of what we found out last week. We found out in this world that we're building. Huh?
She got you good.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
My cat tried to.
Oh, wait. We have a thing down there. Yeah.
No, it's not gonna work.
Oh, yeah. You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the Band-Aid at least.
Yeah. My hand is very damaged from a cat that I tried to pet after she bit me. Honestly, after she bit me, I should have stopped. I should have stopped. That's okay. Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
I'm gonna adjust our camera just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So recap
of what we learned last week. So we learned that in this world there is a forked river near a mountain.
On a mountain.
Yes. The mountain is home to Grawl, which are these blind Zvergan. Yeah, dwarf-like creatures. Yeah. Who possess a golden forge. Near the river.
Wait, is the forge gold, or do they forge gold in it?
They forge gold in it. The forge may also be gold.
Okay, because I don't think we ever actually established what color the forge was.
No, but we know that gold was being processed there.
Or at least a gold-like substance.
Yes. Near the river is a cottage and an alchemist lab. The cottage was home to Lori, who was a Nombru, or basically human, battle medic who loved gossip and isn't aligned with the Valiant Forces or the Cabal's Legion, is how I described it. Which means that she was not aligned to the good guys or the bad guys. She was in the middle.
We'll explain that in just a second, because we have something updated on that too.
A parfait. Parfait are these super soldier, basically, people that were created by the Nombru, who are Nombru but with superpowers.
So think closer to Bucky / Captain America than like Iron Man or like Vision or things like that. They're not quite like that. They're more like just genetically enhanced.
Yeah, I probably misspoke when I said superpowers. They're like super enhanced skills.
Yeah.
They're basically the top
of the food chain
of the Nombru or the humans.
Except for their major flaw.
Yeah, except because of the way that they're selectively bred, they're also like brainwashed from a young age to be subservient to the rest of the Nambu.
Yep.
So that way they don't, rebel, which is...
Exactly.
We'll get to that in just a second. So, the Parfait lab was owned and guarded by Nambu, and then to the north of that is a forest which fell to Kabbalion influence, which means it became a dead forest. So that Parfait alchemist lab got attacked by basically the evil people who told the Parfait, hey, you should join us because your people you worked for are dead, and we think that you're better than them. And then they're like, you know what? We are actually better than them.
We are cool.
Just, now that the people who we've been subservient to for our life, like the people who ran this lab, are gone, I think we are actually, like, better than they were. And so, they were going to turn against until reinforcements of the Nambu came in and attacked and killed everybody except for one person whose name is Edward.
Why one of the enhanced humans' name was Edward? Who knows?
Yeah, Edward, who was able to survive with only a missing arm. He got a new arm for him by Cabal, who is our big bad evil guy, this being of corruption and dark matter.
Yeah, let's go with dark matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's now in this dead forest, which is to the north of where this lab and this mountain is.
Plotting his revenge.
Yeah, plotting his revenge against everybody who was involved in the battle that slew the rest of his kind. And this isn't all the Parfait. This is just a little group of people. And
then our final character.
But one other person kind of survived this battle. One other Parfait, whose name is Gerard.
Yeah.
Gerard was rescued by Lori, the battle medic who was there at this battle.
Trying to assist.
Yep. The Nambu forces were able to find her journal, which she dropped there, and realized that she's been keeping a bunch of information about the Nambu forces as well as the
basically a bunch of military secrets.
Yeah, she had military secrets she shouldn't have had because she's been helping these people, but also gaining intel. And even though they don't think she's going to use it against them, they're not
It's better to be safe than sorry.
So they got these Grawl who live in the mountain to basically take Lori and Gerard, because Lori was helping him.
Was assisting Gerard and at least becoming stable again.
Yeah. To take them and basically keep them hostage in their mountain.
Though, to be fair, this version of Hostage is honestly a pretty good version of Hostage because they helped put Gerard back together. And they keep giving her knowledge, which she loves.
Yep.
Or they keep gossiping to her, if you will.
So basically, this is the equivalent. We kept equating her to Snow White last time.
Yeah.
So this is the equivalent of the evil queen. Instead of being like, you know what, we have to kill Snow White, she was just like, hey, Seven Dwarf, do you want to go take Snow White away and like to live with you for a while?
Just take her home.
Yeah. And Snow White's prince is instead a
Parfait, who's a lovesick puppy.
Yeah. So now Edward is plotting his revenge against
the Nambu, but he does not know that
who were in the battle, which would include Lori. Gerard knows that Edward is still out there and is worried that Lori might be in danger, so he's trying his best to guard her the best he can in case Edward ever comes back.
Yep.
And Lori is trying to find as many secrets in this Grawl cave as she can. And that's just one area. So
yeah.
those were the 3 characters we made last time.
And the interesting thing is, though, is Edward does not know Gerard is alive. So that's going to make for a fun little event later.
Yep. So basically, what we'll be doing each week that we're doing these character creation streams is we'll be making around 3 characters, and trying to make a little storyline involving them. Like, they were easy last week because we got the location similar for the characters.
Yeah.
But it'll be very interesting.
It's gonna be a little harder this time.
This week we might have to decide, like, we'll make a general, like, central location that's separate of the other character roles, and the locations we get for the specific characters is something else tied to their backstory.
Yeah.
We'll see, but we'll basically be taking the 3 characters and making a little subplot involving them. Attempting to. That will be helping us add to the world about what's out there that players could run into, or any stories we want to write in this could be involving these little plots. Because we could write our own little story now about the
and
Alchemist Lab.
Yeah, and the good news for this is this is going to help us because everything that we're doing for this game is kind of being built from the ground up. And so we're still coming up with, like, all the mechanics and all of that. So these little sub-stories that we're doing here could honestly just kind of help us as far as, like, making a one-shot.
Yeah, I mean, these are just people out there in the world that others could run into, so.
Yeah. So, really quick, want to show you some of the additions that we have. So can you go up to, yeah, it's a little loud now. There you go. All right. So yeah, there we go. All right. Can you go up to the races for me? What? No, I meant the other ones.
So that's one of our wills.
Yes. I'll show you that in a second, but I want to just go up here to our general document. I will say, unfortunately, I do not have most of their description. We can just go straight down to...
So we had the Rizas?
Yeah. All right, so we've got 3 new guys. We have the Madal. This is a group. These are the Dark Elves.
Oh, those are the Dark Elves type people.
Don't worry about the thing next to it. That's just so I remember what language it's in.
Yeah, so each of the races
is a different language.
Has a culture rooted in a different language, basically.
The Tulenhang is a very unique group. There are not going to be very many of them, most likely, I hope, because these guys are known as the Fire Breathers. You might be like, oh, this just sounds like dragons. They are not. They are people. They just specialize in making it look like they breathe fire. And then finally, we have the Zapri Dobrim. The Zapri Dobrim are a group of this next set down here, the Stevornia races. They are basically the bad guys who have turned to good.
They're the races that have been influenced by Cabal, who is this embodiment of evil matter, dark matter.
Who have since broken from his control, basically.
Yeah. And that brings us to the Stevornia races.
So, we have the Zhao. These are goblinoid races. We have the Vuken, which are the warg races. It's basically just a... these are more like mounts, so these are going to be dogs, basically. We have the Trollovi. These are the trolls, or troll-like creatures. We have the Div, which are the ogre-like creatures, so a very large humanoid-type entity, much like the Rizastor. We have the Iena, which are the gnolls. These are humanoid dogs. So this is basically what happens when you get a warg and a human, and they make this.
Okay.
This is, and then the next one is a Bia. Those are the harpies. So creatures that can at least float. The Orcot are the orc, and the Zamaj are the Naga-like creatures. So more snake-like.
And we still gotta figure out, because in Edward's, I gotta say his name, Edward's backstory, there was a general from the,
there was an evil captain.
Yeah, there was a general from the Cabal's army that was the one that came to his lab and, convinced him to join them.
Mm-hmm.
So, eventually we'll probably be creating them in our character creations.
Correct.
So it'll be one of those races probably, but then there is...
And then we have the final one, which is the Pretveno Uzlo. These are the turned people. So this is the counterparts to the Zephyr Dobrim. These are the good aligned races generally that have turned to the dark side. So Edward would fall under this Pretveno group.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're going to scroll back down here. There's Lori, there's Edward, there is Gerard
Noir.
Noir, yeah. So now we will go here for you.
So we're going to be filling out this one right here. I'm actually, for the sake of everyone's viewing pleasure, I'm going to fill it out on my phone as we're generating it. So that way, whenever we come back here, we won't have to type it in.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. So.
Right. Well, I was just going to show them some of these.
Yeah.
So, she mentioned earlier that Lori was kind of in that middle group. And so she wasn't good aligned, she wasn't bad aligned. So, we have 3 alignments now. We have the Valiant alignment. These are people that would generally side with the good people. We have the Cabalian. These are the guys who would side with the side of Cabal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Esotarian. The Esotarian would be the neutral group, so they're the kind of the middle group. They don't really lean one way or another. It just kind of happens, like mostly in the center, and they'll tilt a little bit, but they don't like go one way or another too far.
So the way that I would equate this to is the Valiant would be the equivalent of the Allied powers in World War II. The Cabalian would be like the Axis powers, and then the Esotarian is like the people who aren't on either side.
Yeah.
These are all based after the different gods, angels.
The 3 angelic beings.
Yeah. Valiant, who is the one that's aligned with people against Cabal. Cabal's forces, who are the Cabalian. Cabal again being this embodiment of evil and dark matter. And then the Esotai, who is kind of in the middle. He's the...
He got forced into this.
Yeah, he didn't want to be this.
Mainly because it was him that screwed up.
Yeah.
That's beside the point.
So we'll spin for their alliance first.
Yep. Then we have the races. So these are the good races. You will notice we have, like I said, we need to change this name. But the Siemni, for the purposes of this, are going to be the Madal. That's who this is. The Tulanang, and then, you got all these. We will decide what subrace they're going to be once we get there.
Yeah.
Then we have the Cabalian races. These are those bad guys. Then we have locations. So, you will notice we have a lot more of these now.
Yeah, because we're not rolling on the dice.
So, we have quite a bit more now that we can choose from here. Next up after that, we have their class wheel. Their class wheel is, low to high, basically, here. Then we have jobs. We have a lot of these.
We have a lot of jobs.
Is there an evil one, or no?
No.
No? Okay.
Because evil, whether or not they're in Cabal or Valence forces, or if they're in the middle, they could still fall into most of these jobs.
Fair enough. Then we have positive traits.
So
there are a lot more of these.
All of these, I did get from a website. I got them from onestopforwriters.com. The positive, the negative traits, and the character motivations, which are the other two we're about to show. So these I got from that website. The ones that have 100 of them.
The next one are the negative traits. Gotta love them. Then we have the character motivation. So this is something solving a problem, serving others, blah, 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 all that kind of good stuff.
So these are the generally good character motivations or neutral character motivations. And this one is dark character motivations. And we technically could have a good aligned character.
With a dark motivation.
We say good aligned. We could have a Valiant aligned character with a dark motivation. Because just because they're fighting against Cabal doesn't necessarily mean everybody is good.
Yeah. And honestly, we could probably switch left and right if we get a good character if we wanted.
Yeah, because
we're mostly going to pick these.
I would say, some of the people who are working in these, places with the parfait, who are basically, brainwashing these people, even though they're aligned with Valiant, they're not necessarily good people.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Okay.
So, are we ready?
So our first person, and once we finish generating them through these wheels, and we gotta roll some dice too. We'll be rolling dice for their character quirk and some special gear that they have.
Yep.
So once we do all that, and we have our character on there, we'll find the name based on the race.
Yep. All right. So here we go. Ready?
Okay,
we're gonna
what
start
alliance
this off.
are they going to be? We haven't gotten a Valiant we haven't gotten a Valiant one yet. Yeah.
What do you mean we haven't gotten a Valiant one?
We haven't.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, we haven't gotten people aligned.
Well, we got a Valiant guy.
Yeah.
So he's a good guy.
Okay, so this person's part of the Valiant army, so they're against Cabal.
So that means we go here.
Yeah, it means we go to this one.
So, honestly, guys, I am kind of hoping this is Zafri Dobrum just because I think that would be dope.
First time we spun it was Zafri Dobrum.
Not for a Valiant character.
No,
Lori?
whenever we're testing
yeah, whenever we tested it, yeah. All right, here we go. So I either want it to be that or one of the two new guys. It is not.
Zvergan.
That is going to be interesting.
So Zvergan is the dwarves, so.
Yep. So it's going to be a dwarven type dude.
There are 3 sub-races of Zvergan.
We're going to get to that after this.
Yeah, we'll decide that once we figure out the location.
Here we go.
Where are they going to be at?
Give me something we got.
Now,
they're in Valley. Okay. Ooh.
Valleys are between mountains.
That's true.
If we wanted to try to add this one onto the story we were building last time.
So is this gonna be a Grawl then?
But Grawl live inside the mountains and probably not in the valley.
Yeah, but most things don't live. These guys don't tend to live in valleys regardless. They tend to live in frozen places or hot places, like a desert.
So, I mean.
So we have to come up with a type of valley.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun. All right. Next up, let's figure out their social class here. They are
noble.
They are nobles Vergan. Oh goodness. Okay.
So they're in charge of something. Now I could see a very dark valley with Grawl in it.
Yeah.
That you have this.
All right, here we go.
Okay, what's their job though?
This is gonna be hilarious. What are they a noble of? Or what are they a leader of, basically?
A cult. A very high class.
What?
So I don't think they're a. I don't think they're a. They're a Grawl.
Grawl would not care. So okay. This is definitely going to be either a Vjarsengan or a what's the other one?
Gee, I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's why we have a document we can reference.
All right. What is their positive trait here? Or at least one of their positive traits. We may roll for more. They are persuasive.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. They're the freaking leaders of cults and they're freaking persuasive. Huh. Who would have guessed?
What is their negative trait?
What's their negative trait? They are bad at talking. Self-destructive. Also kind of fair in a cult.
Well, if they were a Grawl and they're going out into...
Okay. What is their...
Now, do you think that they should have a dark motivation or a good motivation? See, I almost feel like we could do a dark motivation for a cult leader.
Yeah, we'll give him a dark motivation. He's still a good guy.
Causing someone pain. Is it himself? He is self-destructive.
Alright. Alright, can we go ahead and roll for their special gear?
Okay, roll for their special gear and their character quirk.
Yep.
So, let's do their quirk first.
Okay.
So that's gonna be this blue die. And y'all get to see this. Woo!
Hopefully.
Let's see.
Definitely in there.
So you see it's an eye?
It's an eyeball? Wait, what? Oh, that means he's scarred.
Ooh! So their quirk is that they're
works out pretty well. And what's their other one? Treasure?
Their special gear, yes.
Okay. Go ahead. It would be funny if they had
Is it the green one? Yeah, it's the brown one. Okay. You see that?
It's a potion.
It's a potion.
So they have a potion.
They have a special type of potion.
Interesting. Alright. And I have to come up with the first one here.
Okay, so we gotta come up with their name first. So first, let's...
Bear with me for 1 second. It's this one, right?
No.
Nope. Which one is it? The world building?
I got it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
And
we're pulling up the name generator site.
Yeah.
Gee, I'm trying to think what exactly. How are we gonna do this, Sky? Like, what race are we gonna do him as? Like, what sub race? Sorry, I knocked the camera over from the table. Oh, just do the one we did last week.
Fantasy name generator.
Yeah, fantasy name generator.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Mateo.
Oh, we didn't see if they were a guy or girl either.
That's fair.
Okay. Let's pull back up the thing.
All right.
So, are they a guy or a girl? Do we want to roll for it?
Yeah.
We're gonna do evens, odds. I have a big die.
Evens this week is gonna be guys.
Evens, guys, odds, girl.
Odds, it's a girl.
It's a girl.
Okay. It is gonna be interesting. Oh, okay. Alright, so we're gonna do alright, and then roll me D6.
Yeah, we're gonna see how many times we're gonna spin this.
Only 2.
2.
Alright. 1, 2. Alright, here we go. I really like Talia.
Thalia.
Yeah.
Svenja.
Svenja. You know what? Let's do Svenja.
Or Karina.
No, I like Svenja.
Okay. This is gonna be Svenja.
Well, no, that's not gonna work.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you just have to type it in.
Did we try?
We did.
Oh, we did? Okay. Oh, that was weird. Let me go back to the right place.
Wait, too far.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just typing it on my phone. Like I did with the other ones. I'll just type it in on my phone. So, we got Svenja. And what last name are we gonna...
Roll.
2 more again.
2 more. 1, 2.
Kruger. Svenja Kruger.
I'm okay with that. Or Krieger.
Nah, Kruger.
Kruger. Alright.
So we got Svenja Kruger.
Alright. And then we go back here. All right. Why did you put that there? It doesn't belong there.
Hey, I don't have a thing,
Okay.
but causing somebody pain is part of the backstory. So underneath backstory,
Okay.
so we're actually gonna start typing it.
All right.
So you're gonna take over this one as far as like typing out the backstory.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, we gotta figure out what type of twin day. No, sorry, it's Varigan.
It's a valley. All right, give me a second. We have to go back up here because
So the types of Varigan.
Types of Varigan, which are
A little further up.
there we are. Okay, we're gonna go up here.
The
There we go.
Haldish, the Versinghan, or
Yes.
the Grawl.
All right, so the Haldish make their homes in like
Ice.
ice
Very
tundras.
harsh.
Sometimes they'll make them in taigas, I guess, which are like winter forest or cold forest. To come up with prompts, I use the random feature in a spreadsheet. Is there a random feature in a spreadsheet? I need to look into that because that would actually be pretty cool. And then the VR Singan tend to make their homes closer to the deserts.
Yes. There is.
Interesting. Huh. So do you just kind of basically just put a bunch of things in there, and then do you click random and it takes you to one, I assume? Or how does it work exactly? And then we have the Grawl, which live in the mountains.
So
I'm thinking. Okay, so yeah, it does just kind of take you to one of the
that's really
things.
cool.
So that is definitely something we could do.
Yeah. I'm into that.
And then valley. Oh, that's so true.
That is cool.
Yeah. I think we've actually thought about doing that before. I think.
I've written down names that I like, but I haven't put them in like a random.
A
one.
random,
That's pretty
yeah.
cool. Yeah. Great idea.
So you know what? Can you roll the weather one really quick?
Yeah.
That's gonna help me out. What is that? Heat wave?
Heat wave.
Okay, cool. So this is then going to be a VR Singan.
A VR Singan. I was gonna say I like the VR Singan.
Okay, so a little bit of the VR Singan. They have very tough skin due to a bunch of storms. So they have to kind of exist. They have to be able to weather the elements, basically. And so that's kind of about them. And these guys, they love them bones.
They love collecting bones.
So this is gonna be interesting. What
well,
you doing?
I mean, so this is so we're gonna add VR Singan on there. So this is a noble. So
VR Singan. Okay.
So this could be a cult of VR Singan that
You may not remember, but this is a sample of the code in Excel. Index AA ran between 1 and D2. All right.
I mean, I'll take a picture of the
I definitely.
of the chat. Yeah.
The good news is we have a bunch of ways to remember these things.
Yeah.
So I do actually appreciate that. I will look into getting that. I will look into it. Being the key word. All right, so
she's scarred. She's got a special potion. She's very persuasive.
And she causes
self-destructive. And she wants to cause someone pain. So she's got some enemy that she wants to cause pain to.
It never says enemy.
Oh, I was just saying enemy, but that's her goal. The goal of this cult is to cause someone pain. Svinya.
God, I didn't think I was going to have to come up with a cult name already. I was expecting to not have to come up with, like, an extra thing on top of this.
Look, this is how we come up with this stuff.
Comes from a valley.
Now, is this going to be a valley in the desert, or is this going to be a valley outside of the desert?
Alright, comes from the Rolling Sands. Is a desert.
Oh, let's scroll down so people can see that.
Okay. Svenja comes from the Rolling Sands, which is a desert. Off of the southeastern. There we go. Southeastern coast of MAteria. The desert gets its name from the sand dunes appearing as if they are moving each day to a new location, which is caused by the storms that
What you looking for? What type of word?
come through every few hours. All right.
Okay.
This is definitely going to get changed because I actually have a name for the storms that that give these types of Zvergan their names. I can't remember. I know it's something very similar to their actual subrace. I just can't remember it right off the bat. So
did Svenja convince, because she's very persuasive, did she convince a group of these Versinghen to leave the deserts to go to this valley in order to do something?
Most likely. She grew up at a small encampment led by
and that something is causing someone pain.
Can I have the book?
The book.
Yes.
The book with all the different stuffs in it.
This is an important one because I actually do have names.
Oh yeah, you have the names for the different encampments of Zvergan.
Okay, there we go.
Bonehorn.
Encampment of the Boneless, Bonehorn. Encampment of the Sand Cave, Magma Heart, Golden Born, Barbed Mail.
Do we want to roll a dice on this, or do you want to...
Yeah, roll d6.
Or do we want to go off of what type of leader was there?
Yes, but she's not going to be the leader.
Okay.
Right now.
D6.
D6. Okay,
well. 6.
Guess we're going to that one anyways. The Encampment of the Golden Born. Grew up in a small led by a larger encampment led by the Golden Born. Hang on. With time, how do I spell her name?
Svenja.
Svenja.
That is not how you spell it. We're not really
Svenja grew up.
Grammar, yep.
Svenja learned to lead by following the Golden Born.
So, causing someone pain, maybe she's trying to cause pain to the, to some of the Kabbalion forces, some of the bad guys, and so she could potentially have a cult to Valent.
Very possible. since she is good.
Mm-hmm.
Becoming highly skilled in the way of speech as compared to her counterparts.
Which this is interesting because
Svenja
the Verigan aren't really known
smaller.
for being very socially
Correct.
Socially good.
Yes. Svenja was much smaller. She had to make do with words.
I'm looking down at
weapons.
the our description of her again that we had rolled for.
Svenja was much. Nope.
Oh, and
Svenja
remember,
was
she's
much smaller.
got a scar.
Yep.
She's got a potion. And this will be a lot easier once we do our second one, because with the second one we can pull stuff from Svenja's backstory.
Correct.
Now we're kind of...
The first one is always going to be the hardest, just because you kind of have to start a plot line, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this is our first of the day.
Words instead of weapons. The golden.
We could leave the
golden
certain parts of her stuff a little more ambiguous.
Yeah. Felt threatened. And casted her out of their encampments.
So they didn't like her. How persuasive she was being with people. However,
the damage had already been done by Svenja, and she was quickly followed by a large... this is actually going to be for a game, so, sorry, guess we should go back to this. So we play a lot of D&D, tabletop games, and we are actually kind of making a game from the ground up. This is going to include races, characters, mechanics even, basically the entire world. And it's going to be kind of a two-part game. It's going to be kind of weird. Because we're going to have a future, which is going to be post-war, or I say future, but present. And then there's going to be a past. The past will lead up to where our backstory takes place, or our very beginning of the game. Session 1 through 3 or 4 is basically just going to be more focused on each player individually. But I'm going to basically give the other players people to play in those sections, just so that y'all aren't just sitting there bored out of your mind because the game is focused on one person.
Yeah. So basically what we're building right now is we're actually going to be doing it in our own system that we're creating. Exactly. And what we're building right now is the world for this tabletop campaign setting.
Yeah.
And we're trying to flesh out parts of the world through creating characters that exist in the world that then the players can interact with.
Yep. And so that's kind of where we're going is, it's going to be our own game. It's going to be dope, I think. Unfortunately, I've made multiple campaigns, and each time I have gotten more and more of the game planned out. I use Obsidian for my writing. There's a template for D&D, which keeps things linked together. There are video on it.
Oh.
Quick, picture Obsidian.
Yeah. Take another picture of the chat.
And, yeah, so that's kind of where we're at.
Yep. The most, creating from the ground up type project that we've done since I've challenged you to come up with new races for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is so far the biggest, honestly, the biggest project I've ever tried to take on.
Probably just in general, right?
Yeah, exactly. But so far it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy making characters.
Yeah,
so.
And from the beginning, whenever we were talking about undertaking this project, we're like, since we are doing something that is pretty like, we're gonna put a bunch of effort into it, and since we're thinking about this at the beginning, why don't we just kind of stream the process of creating it, so that way we have it like, you know, documented. And
all of these are going to be on YouTube as well, if anybody is interested in rewatching these. For example, you can name a file races and link all the characters in that race. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Dang, we need to do that.
We do.
Question though, Books, does Obsidian cost anything or what? Because I am trying to, at least at the current place where we are, I am attempting to limit cost. And you click the link, it goes to their profile. Oh. So I will say that is the oh, Obsidian is free.
Oh.
Okay, nice. So I do have something similar to that right now. I mean, obviously it's not like it's probably not nearly as clean as that, but like, you know, we can hop back and forth between things as well.
We're using Google Docs right now because that's what we have had access to.
Yeah.
I use Scrivener on my own computer. You don't have it on yours.
I do not.
But I will look up Obsidian to
I feel like Obsidian's gonna be super helpful, honestly.
If that's yeah.
A large group of VRs and gone. These outcast now with a new leader needed a name. They became known as the
okay, so they're a cult. So if they're a cult, are we saying they worship something?
Before, sure to add the D&D so you can see the template. Checking it out now, idea, flowcharts, etc. Oh. We appreciate it, Gamster.
Yeah.
They became known as the
Okay, let's go back to, so if they worship something, what type of being do they worship? So
I don't know if they necessarily worship something or if they just kind of became more they believed in an idea than a person.
So if they believe in an idea, I would say their idea then would be causing someone pain. So is their idea to try to
They became known as the Sands of Blood or Pain.
I don't know. The Sands of Scourge.
Well, that sounds like evil. They're not evil, remember?
Well, yeah, I know. Well, they're not on the side of Cabal, though, but they could be more...
the Sands of...
Storm.
Okay, we'll do... Oh, you know what? That's
Sands
fair.
of Storm.
The Sands of Storms. The Sands of the Storm. Alright.
And she's got to get scarred somehow.
A few days after being outcasted, the storms were particularly bad, and as pillars of this glass formed from superheated sand. A lightning close to Savenya. Oh, come on.
Oh, so...
Savenya.
We can fix the names.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Oh, God,
because she survived...
Svenja, and caused her a...
large scar
that has weakened her eyesight.
However...
on the left side. It's gonna bother me. There we go. And caused... There we go.
Oh, maybe the people that she followed believed that because she was able to survive this, she was divinely chosen.
Yep.
And that, she, even though that her injuries from this attack, like this lightning bolt, made it where she really shouldn't be fighting anymore, she does it anyway because of her passion towards causing pain to her enemies.
Yes.
And that's where the self-destructive comes in.
Lord. Lady.
I think she could say the Storm Scourge. I don't know if I'd say lady. I don't know that. If that's the terminology that Svenja's people would use.
Probably not, but as of right now, that's what we're gonna go with.
That's fair.
Like I said, these are all subject to change.
That's
but
fair.
We're gonna at least throw this out there so that we have a general understanding of what's going on. Lady Gaga. Sure.
No.
Okay.
You can keep it as that right now.
She was injured for several weeks, and when she finally... Female being.
Get
it? When she finally awoke, she was informed that she would be partially paralyzed and have a weakened heart from such a large bolt strike.
So, I wonder. So, someone helped her to help inform her, and I think this is the same person who, or maybe she's seeking out a potion, because one of her things is a potion.
She was warned that she should.
What if Lori
no longer
came across and helped her?
Continue to
during this, because Lori's our battle medic that we made last time.
Before we get to that part, because remember, this is southeastern coast. This mountain is probably not close to this. If there's like a dead forest right above it. I mean, it could be.
Well, just because it's not near her home doesn't mean she didn't travel out there.
And it's very possible that she could have come down here. But let's wait to see what our next two guys are.
Okay.
Before we start throwing Lori in here as well.
Look, I'm just looking for a way we can connect it.
Yes. She was warned that she should no longer continue to fight at risk of her heart giving out. She was told of a potion that could be crafted by their brothers to the north, in the tundras.
So the ice dwarves are the ones that
could craft this potion.
Interesting.
Which is very strange because the ice guys don't have these storms. but I'm guessing, so there's probably going to be some kind of herb up there, or some kind of metal, basically, that can basically strengthen the heart muscle again.
Maybe it's something to do with like the terrain they're in too.
Yeah. Tundra's. She took this message, and while she still wanders the rolling sands, many of her followers have began making their way to the tundras.
Ah.
To bring back a potion. To bring back this potion that can heal their leader.
And she stays in the Rolling Sands fighting because she likes combat, basically.
She many of the other VR Sengan encampments, but actually, hang on, not many of them. The Golden Born encampments now hunt for her, and she fights to inflict as much pain as she can on the people that outcasted her. However, she does not hunt these encampments in return, and instead spends most of her time hunting the monsters that roam into her territory. She believes the pain to Cabal's forces is much more worth her time. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Does that about cover it?
That's what I was looking back through.
Noble. So we have the leader. We have the scarred valley. Cool.
Persuasive, causing someone pain. Self-destructive because she keeps fighting even though she shouldn't.
Yes. The valley. The valleys between these rolling sand dunes is where Svenja can be located. But which valley depends on the day and even time. She is smart enough to not remain in one place for a long enough time to be found easily. There we go. Nailed it.
Nice. So do we... And I know we gotta go back and fix the grammar. I really don't want to worry about that at this point, but at least fix the first part where the
what?
Where you got a capital word in the middle of the first part of the sentence.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. Do we want to read this from the beginning?
Svenja learned. Sure.
So, our first character of the day is Svenja. So Svenja comes from the Rolling Sands, which is a desert off the coast, the southeastern coast of MAteria. The desert gets its name from the sand dunes appearing as if they are moving each day to a new location. which is caused by the storms that come through every few hours. She grew up at a small encampment led by a larger encampment led by the Goldenborn.
Yeah. We're gonna fix that.
With time, Svenja learned to lead by following the Goldenborn, becoming highly skilled in the way of speech as compared to her counterparts. Svenja was much smaller. Well, she was much smaller, but despite that, she became very good with speech because she
had to rely on
words.
On
that, yeah.
Yes.
The Goldenborn felt threatened and cast her out of their encampment. However, the damage had already been done by Svenja, and she quickly was followed by a large group of Versigen.
Though technically Svergen would work too.
Because she was very persuasive.
Mm-hmm.
These outcasts, now with their new leader, needed a name. They became known as the Sands of the Storm. A few days after being outcast by the storm, the storms were particularly bad, as pillars of glass formed from the superheated sand, a lightning bolt struck close to Svenja and caused her a large scar that weakened her eyesight on the left side. She became known as the Storm Scourge Lady. She was injured for several weeks, and when she finally awoke, she was informed that she had been partially paralyzed and would have a weakened heart from such a large strike. She was warned that she could no longer continue to fight at the risk of her heart giving out, and was told of a potion that could be crafted from their brothers in the north and the tundras. She took this message, and while she still wanders the rolling sands, many of her followers began to make their way to the tundras to bring back this potion to heal their leader. The Goldenborn encampments now hunt for her, and she fights to inflict as much pain as she can to the people that outcasted her. However, she does not hunt these encampments in return. So, why does she continue to fight if she doesn't care about the encampments?
So, she fights them because they come and hunt her down.
Oh, that's fair.
She's not just gonna let them take her or kill her, because they're trying to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
But she only fights then to inflict as much pain to basically the people of the Goldenborn encampments when they come and hunt her. However, she does not particularly go out looking for the fight.
She doesn't seek the fight, but she fights it whenever it comes to her.
Right.
Okay.
Her fight is with the monsters.
How can she fight with a heart condition? Because she is very self-destructive and going against whatever her...
Unfortunately, she is very stubborn, and she will fight despite having a heart condition, because she don't care. If she dies, she dies. She is all about inflicting the pain that basically she felt she was caused. Be it from the lightning strike, from being outcast, whatever the reason may be. That's why she tends to try to hide within these valleys, basically. Because she doesn't necessarily want to fight, knowing this. And to be fair, a lot of the times, probably her cultist help fight. So they probably do most of the fighting, but she's still willing to fight. Despite her heart condition, because, again, for her, it's more of, I'm in pain, so other people also have to be in pain, and if you continue to hunt me, I'm going to continue inflicting pain on you.
And she still is against Cabal's forces, so even though there's conflict there between two people...
Her will-powered may say fight, but with a heart condition, she is at a disadvantage.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. She is very much at a disadvantage. That, along with the fact that she's got bad eyesight, she is partially paralyzed, so she's got 3 things that she is a very disadvantageous in a fight.
So probably in the system, she will have
She's definitely going to have a lot of disadvantages when
fighting. It'll take her a lot more points in order to actually...
But that part doesn't sound realistic. Fair enough. I may switch out the heart condition, but she's definitely going to have some disadvantages from the lightning strike. It may just be the eyesight. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, she's her negative trait is that she's self-destructive.
Yeah.
So, whatever she's doing is whatever injury she has, she is fighting while knowing.
Give her some mind melting power or something. You know what though? Technically, what we could do is basically, she could have become an alchemist at some point. And so her self-destructive behavior may be more related to like that. Where while she has these conditions that make her disadvantaged, she is able to partially overcome those disadvantages via these potions that enhance her abilities. And so while she takes these potions, her abilities come back. But then once her potions wear off, she falls basically more ill. And the more she fights, the more potions she has to take. Her body becomes...
Well, you're saying that she's got an addiction, basically, to...
It's not so much an addiction. Because she doesn't... She takes them because she has to. Not because she likes to. Because the only way she can continue fighting with her disabilities, basically, is by enhancing her body with these potions to basically try to combat the disadvantages when she needs to. But because she is pushing her body whilst she's got these disadvantages, such as a bad heart, or, you know, for example, a broken leg, the potions are overcoming those disadvantages for a brief time until they run out, and then she falls more ill because her body is like, hey, you can't do that.
So are we saying that this, if this is the case, are we saying then that this potion that they're trying to get from the north is something that would cure it altogether?
Right. It is basically something that would be a more permanent solution than what she's currently doing.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to add that on there, I think that could be a fairly
followers.
You need to scroll down just a little bit on there.
Sorry. This potion would be more of a permanent solution or fix to than her current solution, which is to overcome her disabilities with enhancement potions that several of the alchemists within her group. It would slow repair her failing body. I love it. That actually works better. This would be more permanent fix than her current solution. Within her group provides potion would slowly.
So we're creating characters for a tabletop RPG game that we're making a campaign setting for. We're creating NPCs for the world.
Would slowly prepare her body, allowing her to regain normal functionality. Hey, you can be a storyteller. That's literally all we're doing right now is telling stories.
Yep.
So
yeah, we're making little mini stories, I guess. We're generating characters and making stories for the world.
Over time. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but better. By the way, I do appreciate it, books. Because we do want these characters to feel realistic in the game.
Yeah.
And I guess so. There is no magic in this game. Okay, magic.
There's no traditional type. You know, we equate it to Dungeons and Dragons type.
Yeah.
Magic.
So there's no cure wounds. So there are potions which hold these magic type effects, is what we're saying. So there are potions that, you know, enhance ability, and that's a spell in D&D. Well, it's same concept in this, but they're potions. So alchemists are this game's version of spellcasters.
Yeah, where it's more of the people who use actual like magic or like these angelic type beings.
Are these 3 angelic type beings? Yeah.
Yeah, that are the ones that kind of the war that takes place in this world is based on. But yeah, I think we're good for Svenja right now. We'll probably come back.
I think is okay for now.
We'll come back to Svenja probably once we learn more about these other 2 characters that we're making.
Yeah. All right.
So let's start this next character.
Do you want to do that, or?
I mean, I'll still type it.
All right, here we go.
On my phone.
Roll.
So whose side is this character going to be on? We're getting another
Valent. Makes sense. All right.
So we're getting another person who's
a good
fairly
boy.
on the side of good, yeah.
All right, go!
And what race?
Don't be the same thing. Don't be the same thing. All right, be the same thing. Be the same thing.
Okay. So who are the Tulenhang again?
The Tulenhang are the fire breathers.
The fire breathers. Okay.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. Now, like I said before, the Tulenhang are not necessarily dragons. They are people that specialize in crafting things, be it potions and or gear that helps them appear as though they are breathing fire.
And why do they do this?
Because they want to be cool. Haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, this is what we might be able to figure out a little bit more of once we build this character. They're also in a valley. So they are in the same valley, probably.
They might be in the same valley. Or in a valley somewhere where these people go through often.
They could also be in the valley by the mountain that we built last time.
Yeah.
They are also a noble.
This is also a leader, apparently.
The noble is supposed to be weighted very low. Let me check.
I think it's weighted the same.
Let me check something. Okay, these are supposed to be weighted.
I don't think this is weighted.
Okay, the weighting wasn't on there.
Oh yeah.
The weighting also wasn't for some reason on there for the non-brew. Do we want to redo any of these? Let me go ahead and enable the weight again for this one.
Okay, there we go. That makes more sense.
This is how it should have looked.
Okay.
We forgot to enable the weight.
Oh, well.
So we probably could have gotten a non-brew. But yes, so they're
the fact that we still got Valley. Alright.
Okay. These aren't weighted, though, so we don't have to worry about these ones.
What is their job? Are they going to be another cultist? Because that would be absolutely hilarious.
No, they're a gang leader. I love that this is just another way that you could say. So this could be a gang. This could be a gang that Svenja's group runs into.
Yeah, I know. Oh god. Alright. They are protective. This is a protective gang.
Well, I guess that makes sense. This gang leader is protective, probably of their own gang.
Oh, man. Alright. They are weak-willed, though. So, very counterintuitive to Svenja, who is very strong-willed, despite that not actually being her positive trait. This dude's like, nah, I'm good.
This
you win.
This guy's very protective and probably bells on stuff very quickly.
Yeah. You know what?
This is gonna be
a good motivation.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Let's find out. Rescuing a loved one from a captor. So did Svenja take somebody that belonged to this group?
Maybe.
And he's actually just protective of that person. And so now he's basically on a warpath against Svenja.
Or did the golden people take somebody?
That would make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, do we not have a location thing? Like lab?
No, I didn't add that.
We didn't get to that one yet?
We didn't add that one on. Yeah.
Okay. So, rescuing a loved one from a captor.
Loved one from a captor. Okay.
Alright, so he says instead of a gang leader, it should be a crusader. I could definitely see that being the case. So...
Well, they could have been a gang leader and also a crusader.
And then became a crusader?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Because we can add stuff onto it. We're just working with what we've generated.
She said LOL.
Okay, so let's get our quirk.
Alright. Quirk. What do we got?
That's a dice. I think that's a gambling. Or no,
unlucky.
It's unlucky. Oh, well, I mean that makes sense.
That would make sense, yeah.
This is not a lucky person.
So what if they were a crusader to start, and they've since so what if they were like a crusader in the... Oh, my bad. She said.
Oh, fair.
So what if they started out as a crusader and have recently basically found a group that is going after... What if they joined with this cultist group, right? Mm-hmm. Because cultist doesn't necessarily mean bad. That's, it more depends on their kind of morals, what they're going for.
Yeah.
So what if they were a crusader? The Goldenborn took somebody they loved. Because they're so protective, the Crusaders were like, no, we're not, like, that's not our job to go there. It sucks that she got, this person got taken from you. A spy in the cult. And instead, now they're hunting, like, they joined this cult, and have formed, like, a little sub-gang within that cult, to get closer to the Goldenborn so that they can get back their loved one. Something like that. Anyways, we need a treasure first.
Yeah, we need a treasure first.
Think about it.
Yeah. Treasure is this die.
What do we got? Ooh.
I think that's
an artifact.
Artifact, yeah.
That's gonna be fun. You get to try to come up with an artifact now. By the way, the stuff that we're using right here, these are a set of dice that are for D&D. They are called scrying dice.
Yeah, the scrying stones.
So they are meant to help create in characters and create, quests for your characters. So.
Okay, gang leader. We were saying.
Then make sure you click down there. Yeah.
Crusader.
The kidnapped relative has the relic.
Or maybe the kidnapped relative is a relic.
So hold on. What if being protective is not necessarily being protective of the person, but is being protective of the relic that the person is holding? So their excuse for doing this is one that most people would I'm an author. I hope you two don't mind my 2 cents. I don't.
Oh no,
Please
that's
do.
why we're streaming. We're looking for ideas.
Yes, this thoroughly enjoy your 2 cents. Actually, it helps. Because we just kind of throw stuff up against the wall and kind of go as we, do this.
Yeah.
So having somebody else's opinion in here that, does this, who makes stories, it really does help, I promise. And, we are very appreciative of it.
So, okay. We don't know the, we need the gender and the name for this.
So that's gonna bother me.
Do we remember what...
Evens or boys?
No, I meant like what language this was based after. The Tulin Hong.
Probably not. 4.
Was it Evens was guys?
Evens was guys. So
okay,
it's a dude.
This is a guy.
All right.
Do we want to do German names just because this was in an area, even if where these Vergen are?
Here, y'all can see this.
Not really. They can't really see it.
Oh,
we're
never
kind of
mind.
cut
Sorry,
off
guys.
the screen.
So we're gonna see.
Croatian.
No, that's just.
Oh.
So I need this to be English, and I need this to be detect language, please.
Norwegian.
Norwegian. Okay.
Okay, so we need Norwegian names. So we are going back to the fantasy name generator because we are getting 2 Norwegian names.
Yeah. All right.
So how many times are we gonna roll it? We're gonna roll it 6 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Halvard.
Not Dan.
No, not Dan. No.
You like Halvard?
I love Halvard.
Okay, so.
Or Marcus.
Not just Dan. What about Joe?
No. All right, and then
I like Halvard.
we got 3 more here. Sorry, 3 more there. All right, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. There we go. Offered that. No. Halvard. Wait, what's his name? Halvard Horgan.
Halvard Horgan.
Or Melee Berga. Husby.
Berg? I like Horgan.
Horgan? Okay. Halvard Horgan.
Halvard Horgan, this fire breather guy.
Ian.
What do these guys look like?
That's a great question.
Like the fire breathers.
Books says Melee. I do kind of like Melee too.
Halvard Melee. Yeah.
Cool. All right. HM. Ha! HM. That's a Pokemon thing.
We can do one better. We can call him Halvard Melee Horgan.
Nice. You know what? We'll even do this. We'll go here. There we go. It's a hyphenated last name.
So this, let's see.
You get to type this one.
Yep, and I'm gonna type it on my phone because.
Are you faster at typing on your phone?
I think I'm faster at typing on my phone.
All right.
So, plus I have, the, auto.
All right.
So, okay. So let's scroll up.
Yep.
So,
I love that they're weak-willed, but they're protective. So some of these make this very difficult. Like, their positive traits and their negative traits clash so hard because you would think that somebody that is super protective of something wouldn't be weak-willed because, since he is a crusader, get coat of arms with HM on it. Hey. And there we go. Was an entertainer?
Yep. So
okay.
He was an entertainer. He was this fire breather.
Okay. Smart.
who was found
Okay.
as a child.
Okay.
And brought into a non-brew town,
Okay.
basically to serve as entertainment.
Okay.
There.
But yeah, like I said, you would think that somebody who's super protective of something wouldn't be very weak-willed, because that's just like, you know, haha, I have your thing. Oh, no! Right? Like, they would just give up because, you know, not having a strong will to protect something just kind of defeats the purpose of protecting something.
So I'm gonna say Halvard.
Someone finds his coat of arms, that's how he's discovered. Honestly, he is noble. So if they somebody could have run across his actual home, found that, because his original home may have been abandoned at some point, they found his family's coat of arms, and so then they were like, wait a minute, hang on, I've seen this before. And so then they would find him, and they would bring him.
Ooh, a tattoo.
That's how they would have seen it before. And so then they brought him into. Honestly, the Crusader group could actually just be a Crusader gang, basically.
You know what? You know more about this one. You write this one.
What do you
mean? You know more about how this story's like. You're coming up with way more about this one than me. You write this one.
Look, I'm just throwing this stuff out there.
You're throwing this stuff out there. You go ahead and write this one. I'll take the next one.
Halvard was a entertainer.
We got enough time. We'll do 4 today.
Was brought to a non-brew town when he was. Hey, that is what we are here to do. We all have bad days, and we all just kind of want to relax at the end of the night. So, you know, you could just enjoy building some characters. That's that. This was her way of like continuing the stream. Was like, no, I want to do this. I said, all right.
I want to do this instead of sitting here while you play games. I want to help build stuff.
Yeah, so we do games and we build stuff, and honestly, this is scheduled time now for me to be like, hey, we're gonna do this, not just talk about doing this.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, I am bad at that. I talk about things a lot and then don't write it down. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Also, I love this little sound effect that happened in my ear.
Oh, it actually came out. I think that was the first follow we've gotten since we added that one.
That was great.
Yeah, thanks for the follow.
When he was young.
So, my thoughts are his loved one that he is rescuing, potentially, Halvard was taken from his homelands, where he was from. He didn't really know much about them, and then he rediscovered where he was from.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Like, he was taken from his homelands by the non-brew, as kind of like, his homelands could have been, taken over by the, Cabal's forces.
Yeah.
So he was rescued, and because he was one of these people who can, you know, do like the fire breathing, we don't know too much about these people yet.
Unfortunately.
Then they're like, okay, cool, you're cool, you're entertaining, let's give you this band of basically circus.
Yeah. Could enhance fire capabilities.
And whenever maybe if we're saying that he's got a coat of arms, that the coat of arms are tattooed on him,
and the relative has it too. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a brand, and him and his relative were the ones that were brought in by this thing, and then somebody discovered who they were based on what this...
As he grew up.
As he grew up.
Halvard began to notice that he was looked at differently than his Nambaru family.
And the Nambaru, for context, so I think we explained the races again before you started watching books. The Nambaru are basically the humans of the world. Yeah.
In case you're wondering, so most of these words that we have, so Tulinhang is not necessarily the correct word. I think Nambaru is actually the correct word, but Nambaru means the many. Tulinhang means fire breathers, things like that, but they're all kind of...
They're based on words from different languages.
Right, they all have based in other languages.
Even though we are butchering them, but we're butchering them to make them into new words.
Yeah. Differently... from, yeah. The froms. From. Oh my goodness.
It's okay.
Okay, we're gonna do this. There we go.
So why I was saying that he might being an entertainer is I'm thinking he developed some sort of like addiction while he was an entertainer.
An addiction to what?
And that's why he's weak-willed.
Ah, smart. He discovered a fun. He discovered a fondness. No. He discovered at the age of... Quick, give me an age.
Actually, we'll see. I'll see if Books has an age that we can...
I need an age.
I could roll a dice. I think that's 20.
Is that 20? Is that 20? Did you legit roll a 20? Okay.
It's a 20 on a D.
Like 30 something. Weak-willed or doesn't think things through. 30.
30.
Cool.
Yeah.
Works for me. 30. A tattoo. A mark.
Well, he probably already knew the mark was on his body.
Hang on. That. One of that began or doesn't think logically. Yeah. That began. Burning inexplicably one day after a show and as he writhed in pain, a buddy had to show him this mark on the center of his back, making it very hard for him to see it.
So I'm thinking, I think the loved one that was that he has to rescue might not be a what are they, the Tulinhang?
The Tulinhang?
It might be someone else, like somebody of a different race that was in this group with him.
So I'm thinking, right? Because so what I'm about to do, here's kind of where my mind is going with this. Is I'm going to make it so that a Tulenhang is what is causing this mark to burn, right? Because it's going to be somebody from his original town that was branded with the same mark. Right? And it's going to seem like, oh, well, it could be that this person's here, so that's what's causing this, and, that person's getting kidnapped. But what it actually is that person is doing the kidnapping of one of his Nambu family members. And the relic is something that is basically going to help divine more or less the direction that they are heading.
So, are we saying that maybe these Tulenhang that were in his town, that's kind of the one he's sensing, were turned by Cabal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I think that's a pretty interesting twist there is, oh, look, it's one of his buddies. Oh, never mind.
And they maybe went to the same desert that
because they may be going to give them to the Goldenborn or somebody down there.
Well, the Goldenborn they're aligned with Valiant, right? Or are they aligned with Cabal?
No idea yet.
Because these could be also the monsters that Svenja was fighting.
Center of his back. What's his name?
Holvard.
Rushed back home after the pain had subsided, only to discover that the home he knew had been burnt down. His family met him in the street and described a monstrous a group of folks that matched much more of his description.
Yeah, because since we don't really know,
he saw this as a chance to meet his lost family.
I'm thinking that the Tulenhang I'm thinking that they might be closer to Nambu, that they might be a specialized group of Nambu or even Parfait, Parfait are these super soldiers that were made by the Nambu, who are Nambu, like, in all ways except, that they're just this very enhanced sub-race, basically, that has been programmed to be, under the influence of the Nambu.
That these monsters took his sister or brother? Sister. All right. Took his sister, and fled. Did we say where this town was? Said to the north, right?
Where?
Of the valley.
Which town? We're saying this town is to the north. And fled, South.
South?
Yeah.
South. Towards the Rolling
Sands, I believe.
Is that what it was called? The Rolling Sounds. Toward the Rolling Sands. Without a second thought, Halvard quickly gathered his gear and chased after these people. But could be a niece, that way the child's mother or father could be another character. Oh, okay. I could see that.
Oh, he is 30, so if we're
That's
going
smart.
with a younger.
With his... I like that, actually. And then that weighs his... it's still going to be his family.
Yeah. I'd say his sister met him on the streets. Because I just rolled. We got another girl, so...
his... Yeah. Sister. Sorry. His sister. Met him on the streets, described as a group of folks matching much more of his description, and he saw this as a chance to meet his lost family. They told him that these monsters took his niece and fled south towards the Rolling Sands. Without a second thought, Halvard quickly gathered his gear and chased after these people, but was quickly caught. Roll again.
Female.
His older brother. Knowing that Halvard was terrible at navigating, or even following the simplest directions.
Now, he is
a crafter.
He is also, it's hard to... Halvard finds it hard to resist his own impulses, too.
His brother gave him a relic that family doesn't get the full brand until a certain age, meaning the child has a partial tattoo.
So, well... This child would be a non-brew, right? Instead of
this child would probably be a non-brew.
So they wouldn't be one of the ones with the tattoo.
Brand. Yeah. His brother gave him a relic that he had found at the time he was brought back to the city when he was young. This relic was a specialized compass that would allow Halvard to speak the name of his niece and track her as long as he could provide the relic with
fire?
A small with a potion or some other form of fire element. Perfect.
Oh, it was run by fire.
Yep.
And it could allow him to track whoever he speaks of.
Yep.
With, of course, the intent. So, like, maybe would this be something that could only be used by
a fire breather?
Fire breathers, because the fire breathers have like this innate sense to fire and they can guide the fire.
Exactly.
And this is somehow not magic?
No, because it's just run on fire. I mean, it seems mystical, but no, it's not going to be magic. Think of it more as when you drink the potion, the brand illuminate a red glow. I'd be down for that. But think of it more like the people who who can control wind, right? Because they think about it so hard and they start pushing the wind, right? And that kind of stuff. That's basically what's happening with this, is they're basically believing that they have this ability to control fire. So it seems like more of an innate... They basically just have this innate feeling that they can control fire, even though they are not actually controlling fire. The fire is just doing what it wants, but because they believe in it so much, they have this innate sense of, oh, the fire is leading me this way. Well, yeah, he wasn't there. He wasn't there to know that it burnt down. He showed up after it burnt down, so he couldn't control the fire at that time. Gosh dang it.
Well, the other people were controlling the fire, remember.
Yeah.
He's also unlucky.
Yeah, and that's true.
So he gets there right afterwards.
That would be so unfortunate. Trekker, as long as he could provide the relic with a potion or some other form of fire element.
So he's unlucky and he's weak-willed.
Mm-hmm.
So as he's trying to track and figure out where his niece is, it'd be funny if just like when he's starting to make progress, he's like, oh dang it. But I want to do this and I want to do this, and then it's like, oh nope, I'm off course. Welp.
So as the hunt for his niece continued, Halvard would find that in certain times the mark would burn.
So now I'm wondering if this mark was given to his people by maybe the Valiant.
Very possible.
During the first war.
Yeah.
If this was a specialized group of Parfait that had
possible.
broke off.
Would burn again. Would burn again. Dang it, hold on. Each time this would happen, he would quicken his pace. But in doing so, he would stop following the relic and get turned around in the rolling sands. In the rolling sand, in the rolling dunes. He was traversing. Put the brand on his leg or arm so he can try to conceal it at different times.
I think
right. What?
The brand's on his back, right?
Yeah.
But maybe it spread.
Yeah, I'm okay if it was up here on his shoulder kind of thing.
I could even see it like it starts there, and then maybe his whole body, like this race of people, their whole body is branded, but then it can glow from different parts depending on certain things.
Something.
But he doesn't understand how, because he wasn't raised by.
Okay. Harvard, where is it? One day after the show, mark on his upper back. We'll go with upper back to start. How's that sound?
Mm-hmm.
His upper stories are hard. He was traversing. He would then become disparaged. But he wouldn't know when it was glowing.
He would feel it. It would burn, basically.
Yeah. If it's on his back. That's true. He wouldn't know if it was glowing.
Oh, he wouldn't know if it was glowing, but if his friend told him it was glowing, and if he felt that it was burning, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe this race has within them the fires of the Valiant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. It's like that is breaking out.
Okay.
And leading them.
I'm trying to think. So what if we did here instead?
Well, if it's
like
all
like
over,
on the collarbones.
So if it's all over his body, it might have first happened on his back, but maybe sometimes it shows up on his collarbones, sometimes it shows up down here. It's just like these little marks that are underneath the skin, and depending on certain situations, but depending on certain situations, it glows in different places. So it could glow in his hands or his arm or his legs. It's glowing, but it's also burning him.
Mm-hmm.
But it probably glows in certain places for specific reasons, but he doesn't understand why.
Yeah.
It would.
All right.
So I think what you had up there for the first time it glowed makes sense, but then it could be like, if it starts glowing on his hand, somebody could be like, "Hey, buddy, your hand's glowing."
Yeah.
Or he can see it, and then like, yeah.
I don't know how to. Is that really how you spell disparaged?
Disparaged.
Is that right?
Probably. I'm surprised that is a vocabulary word you know.
Why?
That's not one that I would use.
I know words too. He would then become disparaged. He began to give up hope until he came across until that was shady. He began to give up hope and laid down in one of these valleys. And after a few hours, hope was frightening.
Hope was frightening.
Finally brought back to him as he was found by his brother and a small band of his old Crusader pals.
So when did he become a Crusader?
Right now.
How are they his old Crusader pals?
No, his brother's old Crusader pals.
Oh, his brothers. Okay. And
his brother...
And his brother's old...
By his brother and... By his brother... By his brother's old Crusader group. There, are you happy?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
I was trying to figure out how to say his brother and his brother's old Crusader group without saying his brother and his brother's Crusader group. Now she's shading me.
Brother. Yeah, by his brother's old... Yeah. I was trying to think of a better way. That one's fine.
Okay. Whew. Coming up with stories is difficult.
Yeah, you get to talk to me about it next, because I gotta do the next character.
I know. By his brother's old Crusader group.
I'm hoping this one will be a non-brew and we can tie it in very easily with this. That's what I'm betting for once we added those odds back into the wheels.
You know you're gonna get a Zapri Dobrim, right?
I'm gonna.
They... Oh, goodness.
I think we could basically end it off with they now roam the valley trying to, like, I don't even think we can just kind of, because he's a gang leader, I think he can become a leader for this group because he's got this compass. We don't know why they took his niece yet, but neither does he, so it doesn't need to be added to his.
In the desert, and he now guides them.
Yeah, so basically he went out like so his brother, who was also trying, or maybe this is his brother's kid. So
well, it's his sister's kid, actually.
Where did it say his sister? Because his sister could have also been there, but this could have been his brother's kid.
Where is it? Where is it? He saw this as a chance. Without a second thought, Halvard, his sister, met him on the street.
Yeah, that's fair. He
still gives up
his
hope.
brother... So his sister described to both him and their other brother Crusader faction.
Smart.
So his sister described to both of her brothers that, hey, by the way, my daughter was kidnapped.
He still gives up hope.
His brother went, Halvard, by the way, let me give you this. This is your compass. Halvard was like, cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and start searching. The brother's like, wait. Oh, he's already gone. I mean, we're just gonna go out and already try to find her, but you know.
To let him... Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is to let him give up hope completely and continue to push him forward.
Okay, I think we've about covered everything of that. So, Halvard was an entertainer that was brought to a non-brew town when he was young. He was naturally talented with potions and gear that could enhance fire capabilities. As he grew up, Halvard began to notice that he looked differently from his non-brew family that did not seem to share this ability. He discovered at the age of 30 that a mark that began burning inexplicably one day after a show, and as he writhed in pain, a buddy showed him the mark on his upper back. Halvard rushed back home after the pain subsided, only to discover the home he knew had been burnt down. His sister met him in the street and described a group of folks that matched much more of his description. These are a bunch of words we gotta fix.
Oh.
And he saw this as a chance to meet his long-lost family. They told him that these monsters took his niece and fled towards the rolling sands. Without a second thought, Halvard quickly gathered his gear and chased after these people, but was quickly caught by his older brother, knowing that Halvard was terrible at navigating and even following the simplest direction. Being a crafter, his brother gave him a relic that he had found at the time he was brought back to the city's.
You might wonder why it's important that he's a crafter, because the crafter is the only person that would have picked up the relic.
That's fair.
Otherwise, it would have just been a compass.
The relic was a specialized compass that would allow Halvard to speak the name of his niece, or basically anyone, to track them, as long as he could provide the relic with a potion or some form of fire element. As the hunt for his niece continued, Halvard would find that in certain times the mark would burn again. Each time this would happen, he would quickly quicken his pace, but in doing so, he would stop following the relic and get turned around in the rolling dunes he traversed. He would then become discouraged. Say discouraged could also work there.
Discouraged, yeah, that might be better.
He began to give up hope and laid
gave up hope.
Began to give up hope and laid down in the valleys, and after a few hours, hope was finally brought back to him as he was found by his older brother's Crusader faction. The group mostly just happened upon him in the desert, and he now guides them forwards with that relic. Oftentimes, he still gives up hope in search for his niece, but his brother refuses to let him give up hope completely and continues to push him forward. And wow, that's a mouthful, but we get the general point. Okay, cool. So there, he is also somebody in this desert.
Yes.
These Zapri, no, they're not Zapri Dobrum. They're the turned.
What? No, Tulenhang's not turned.
No, but they're turned Tulenhang that took.
Oh, yeah.
They're also in this desert. We're basically assuming.
The Pret Venno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're assuming that they are also in this desert because that is where he's being guided. Unless this compass does not work as he believes and it's actually guiding him in the opposite direction because he's reading it wrong.
It's very possible. That is very possible.
But we're assuming that probably that group is who Svenja is fighting down there.
Yes. That may be who Svenja's actually hunting down there. Oh, goodness.
Okay.
We're gonna have time for about one more?
Yeah. Okay.
You want me to spin it, at least?
Yes.
Alright. Here we go. Please don't be another valet. Be something else. Actually, be a Kabbalion, please. Oh.
Yes, we get some bad guys. Okay, cool.
Woo! That was very close to being an Esoterian. That would have been an interesting one.
You know, I don't think that's weighted equally either, because the Valiant and Kabbalion are supposed to be weighted more than the Esoterian.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
To be fair, it hasn't come in effect yet. Ready? Mm-hmm. So wait. Oh, these are bad guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we need one of these, don't we?
Yes, we do.
All right. Honestly, we're kind of hoping for Pret Venno here. Because then you could throw in another Tulenhang if you wanted. Alright. Okay.
Okay, we're going to pull back out the sheet to remember, because...
These are the gnolls.
These are the gnolls, okay.
Yes, this is actually a monster.
Okay.
So this is a bad guy.
Now, is this a monster that would be capable of,
Yes.
Of, like, free will, basically?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let me see what they were called again.
Iena. Ijena.
Okay.
Which, by the way, actually means hyena, in case you're wondering.
That's fair.
Are we gonna get Valley
If
again?
they don't get Valley, I'm just gonna say this is who took his niece, and they are not in the valley.
They're in the mountains.
Well, this is a valley. There's probably mountains around.
Uh-huh. Well, remember, the valleys are made by the dunes.
Okay, that's fair.
Alright. But they could be heading towards the mountains.
That's fair. You're a crap.
Why? Because of their sinister laugh? Yes. We'll go with that. Bureaucrat. Really? So this is original? Is that what? That's bureaucrat, right?
Give me a sec. So since this is the first...
An official in a government department, in particular one perceived as being concerned with procedural correctness at the expense of people's needs. Oh no. Alright.
This is a politician.
This is a rules lawyer for the hyenas.
Oh, gee.
Wait, what if this is just a dude, right? That's like, hey, wait, hang on, wait, what? No, you cannot kidnap people.
Or was she, or was this no like, wait, you got the wrong person. Why'd you get a child? They're not a child.
We were literally looking for a 30-year-old. Come on, people.
And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh, our bad. All right.
They're a politician. What else? What else have they done?
Please be an assassin. They're a farrier.
They're a crafter of bows.
That's going to be an interesting. That's going to be an interesting thing that they have to do.
Okay, what's a positive trait that they?
He has no positive traits.
I swear, if we get sensual, that's one of the traits on here.
He's whimsical.
Oh, gee.
This is going to be a weird bad guy. Holy crap. Alright. What's his negative trait? He's cruel. He's whimsically cruel. Alright. Interesting. And then he...
Do we do our character motivations for the whimsical cruel guy?
You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We are the one who created the compass. Ah, okay. We're actually gonna roll 2 of these. And then pick which one we like better for him. He's escaping homelessness.
Or...
What's his negative? Ruining someone's reputation. He could be attempting to ruin the Golden Born's reputation.
That's fair.
For being a good guy.
Are they blaming the Golden Born for kidnapping this person?
Uh-huh. That's what I'm thinking. Is they're bringing him down this way so that people up there believe that the Golden Born are the one that took him. Or took her.
Did we do... Yeah, we have bureaucrat.
Yes.
That's the one...
The only 2 things that we haven't done...
Just making sure.
Because they wanted to take over his homeland.
Okay.
That's true.
Let's go back to this one. We still
need boy, girl. It's a girl. Why? Okay.
We keep getting 5.
And let me see the book. What did we get?
Homelessness.
Oh wait,
yes.
isn't that's the motive for homelessness?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we could do that. Wait, which one did you roll? Quirks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this makes sense. He's loud.
Oh, that's why he's whimsical. That's why she's whimsical.
Yeah, sorry. And why they became political.
Yeah.
All right, change the thing for him. The motive to escaping homelessness.
Yeah, I'm doing both.
Okay. And then roll for treasure.
Loud. And then treasure is the... Where's the treasure? Oh, there it is. That's a gem.
That's jewels, yeah.
Jewels. There could be jewels in this compass.
That's true.
Jewels. Okay. Cool. We need a name too. And we know, I know these guys are Croatian.
Oh, they are.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep, that's the
Oh, hey look, Edvard.
Edvard. Okay, we're gonna do it four times.
Girl, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe they're hiding a treasure in their homeland. Ow, that hurt.
Yes. Stella, Lana,
Irma. Which one?
Veronica.
T.
Where is T?
Right under Veronica.
Yeah, it is.
Victoria?
Vlatka. Vlatka.
Zlata.
Zlata. I was trying to figure out how to pronounce that.
So I don't know if they actually pronounce the Z. I have no idea about Croatian. So I'm not exactly sure how that's pronounced Croatian.
That's fair.
But you know what? Well, we can do Zlata. I'm okay with that.
You can do Zlata?
You're not gonna be able to.
I know. I do this every time.
And then we are gonna roll this again. And we got 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nailed it.
See.
Wow, their last names are interesting.
Yeah.
Symbolic. Actually, I kind of put it in Google Speak. True. So I often with words that are like this, I tend to just break their name down or break the word down into something different. And so I would put it as Drazen. And then you have to change it, like...
Croatian, right?
Sable. Do it again? Sabolish.
Sabolish?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But to be fair, there's also...
There was also an accent mark that I couldn't...
Bunch of accent marks, yeah. Are we going with Sabolish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the only reason I suggest doing it on here is that way you can face the camera.
Yeah.
So.
And then it doesn't look like I'm just typing on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Also, we need a definite page break here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the page break after I type it out. So,
Zlata. Try Google Speak in English to see how... Oh, that's true.
Yeah. She was a very loud, which likely why she was chosen to be a
bureaucrat.
Rat in Cabal's forces.
I love that even the monsters have politics. Come on now.
Yeah. For this, she was a farrier making bows for his army.
Oh, she bought her way in.
Ah, she could have... I mean, she bought her way in with jewels, but then again, in the... I don't know.
What if she bought her way in with weapons?
We're very outdated in terms of current technologies. Because remember, this is a world that also has guns, so making bows isn't necessarily...
That's fair.
Oh, jeez.
Look, but sometimes monsters are out of date, alright?
Let's see,
Heat-seeking bows.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, technically, just because they're outdated as far as technology is concerned, remember, a lot of the guns and weapons and such have slots for enhancement potions. So she could be making crossbows instead that have the ability to hold potions, making them still just as effective, you know?
A farrier. She made bows for Cabal's army, which were very outdated in terms of current technologies. So she had to get creative. She sought out inspiration from a group that took over her former homelands. They look like Nombru. But held within them a special heat.
Smart.
Due to their threat on her people, she enhanced her bows to seek the heat that lied within them.
Okay. These are balance-seeking arrows.
These are, they seek the heat of Valent, basically.
Yeah, that's dope. Alright. Note, special heat, doesn't actually do much for them. It just kind of is there. The main thing it would do, based on the story, kind of what I was going for, was every time it burnt them, it was basically telling them, hey, you're close to somebody else that has this fire. You're just not used to it, so that's why it burns, dude.
On how cruel she could be. So she's whimsical and she's coming up with these like really outrageous ideas.
Yeah.
But they're all like super cruel things.
So basically what I'm getting is she's kind of a prankster almost, but like a prankster who is physically looking to harm somebody as much as humanly possible.
Let's see. These bows were very... Okay, this is before she was part of Cabal's army.
Okay.
That they became very popular, and Cabal's forces quickly got word.
I love that she was just kind of hanging out by herself, started enhancing her bows. Cabal said, wait a minute, hang on, you got bows that'll literally hunt down flames of my enemy? Alright, cool. Hey, you want to come join?
No, so they bought up almost her entire stock and began manufacturing them.
Oh no!
Themselves, putting her essentially out of business.
Oh no!
However, with the money she acquired from her sales, she bought her way into his forces. So basically,
oh no, my entire stock is gone! Man, now nobody's gonna buy stuff from me because he's already making them on his own.
Yeah, they bought all of them and they're like, wait a minute.
Hey, can I join your army? Here's your money back.
Yeah.
Oh god, alright. Man, I feel like Cabal is a bureaucrat here. He knows how to get this done.
Found power. She
what newfound power?
In his army.
Fair enough.
Yeah. She sought to
she had gained a taste for wealth.
Well, she sought to take back the home that was rightfully of her people and cruelly punish those who stole it.
Okay. Technically, you don't have to say cruel. You could just say and punish those who stole it.
She's cruel.
Yeah, but you've already established that she's cruel.
Yeah, that's fair. With the same technology that fueled her bows, she created new artifacts.
Okay.
That she... Yep.
Exactly.
That she left with, Yep.
Yep, that's the plan.
That she left with these people.
Okay, wait, which people? With the Tulin hang?
Yeah, with the Tulin hang.
You know it's gonna... Smart. Nope, can't do that.
I hate this. I hate the paste without formatting. Okay, let me pull it up.
Tulen. I got you.
With
Tulen Heng.
And hang.
I got you. I know how to spell most of their names.
That's fair. You're the one who originally found them. Tuling hang. Tulin under.
So wait, why would she have left it with the Tulin hang? She doesn't like the Tulin hang.
Guys, that they were gifted by their angel.
Well, there we go.
Instead, these
answered my own question.
artifacts were twisted in nature.
Okay.
Fueled by their heat, but guided by her own will.
Okay.
Basically, they think that the artifacts do one thing and they fuel them, but she's choosing what they do instead. So while
Poor dude.
while this compass being one of them, while they believe that the compass is showing him where he needs to go, like that is what was inscribed on it, all this stuff. Really, it's just showing wherever she wants it to go.
That's fair. All right. Continue.
Own will. These. The temptation. Yeah, there we go. Of these artifacts destroyed the.
Don't want to spell it again, huh?
No, I don't.
Yeah, at some point, you're gonna have to know how to spell these words.
Driving most of their people under her control.
Ah, okay, I see.
Except for the few who were rescued.
It's showing her where he is, so the relic does work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So she. Okay. So basically, this person, the relic is. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Is it's showing him where his niece is,
but also where he is.
But also, unfortunately, the niece is where this person is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's showing. So that's basically the person's will is, hey, bring this person here because this person needs to get punished, and it's this dude who is the one that she's after, but knowing their traits, basically, and knowing that they believe in her relics. She's like, come here. Come here.
That were rescued by...
Oh, man, that's rough. Okay.
Nambru. Luckily for her, these, Nambru also took some of the relics with them. And she waited somewhat patiently for them to finally be fueled again.
Okay.
When one did, she quickly acted on it, but her not very competent subordinates didn't follow direction and took the wrong person.
She quickly came up with a plan.
Working with what she had, plan was formed to lure this Tulinhong.
Could have just put her target.
Yeah. Her target, while also taking down some more of Cabal's enemies.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Let's see. We still need to know about these jewels, though.
I believe the jewels are what she used to buy her way.
Okay, fair enough.
Or the jewels are what is
Also,
in the bows.
Also, we don't know where she lives.
What did we roll for where she lived? She lived in a mountain.
In the mountains.
Let's see. Where did I write about her homeland? Former homelands in the mountains.
But her former homeland wasn't in the mountains.
Her former homeland was in the mountains.
It would have been in the valley.
No, the valley is where she is now.
So, wait, why did these Tulenhang take the mountain?
The Tulenhang, took over the mountain, during the First War.
Okay.
Whenever they had to go to the highest cliff of this mountain to, seek this power from the Valiant.
Not take it from the Iena who were near the Nambu city?
Well, yes, that is also a consequence of that.
What?
That they took it from the Iena, who were by the Nambu city.
Yeah, but that town is in the valley.
Okay, the valley town,
that the Tulenhang lived in?
So the Tulenhang didn't live in a valley town. The Tulenhang lived in this mountain, where the dwarf people, the Zvergan, that we're talking about. No, the Zvergan.
Grawl is a Zvergan.
No, the desert ones.
No, the desert. Okay,
earlier.
the rolling
That's the valley.
sands.
That's the valley.
Right.
Yeah, that's the valley in question.
Okay.
Yes, the homelands of hers, and where the Nambu took the guy Halvard from was the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then bows with jewels found within this mountain to seek the heat that lied within her enemies.
So these jewels had the ability to track heat?
Yes, the jewels were on this mountain where the what are they called?
Tulenhang?
The Tulenhang were gifted their power by the Valiant.
Okay.
And these were like the remnants of that power.
Okay.
These are little they hold within them materia basically.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Can you please do a page break?
I will. There is to frame some of the Vergen in order to sow discourse with the Nambu. And that's ruining someone's reputation.
Nice.
Yeah. So insert, and I know we had the shortcut last week for that, but okay. Zlata was a loud and whimsical Iena, with her head always focused on how creatively cruel she could. Focus on how creatively cruel she could be. As a farrier, she made bows, which were very outdated in terms of current technologies, so she had to get creative. She sought out inspiration from a group that took over her former homelands in the mountains.
Okay.
Tulenhang. They looked like Nambu, but held within them a special...
Wait, hang on. That took her former homeland. She sought out inspiration from a group that...
took over her former...
Is there a comma there? Oh, no, there's a colon. Okay, cool.
They looked like Nambu, but held within them a special heat. Due to the threat to on her people, she enhanced her bows with jewels found within this mountain to seek the heat that lay within her enemies. These bows became very popular, and Cabal's forces quickly got word. They bought up almost her entire stock and began manufacturing them themselves, putting her essentially out of business. However, with the money she acquired from herself, she bought her way into his forces. Through her newfound power, she sought to take back the home that was rightfully of her people and punish those who stole it. With the same technology that fueled her bows, she created new artifacts that she left with the Tulenhang, under the guise that they were gifted by their angel. Instead, these artifacts were twisted in nature, fueled by their heat, but guided by her own will. The temptation of these artifacts destroyed the Tulenhangs, driving most of their people under her control, except for the few who were rescued by Nambu. Luckily for her, these Nambu also took some relics with them, and she waited, somewhat patiently, for them to finally be fueled again. When one did, she quickly acted on it, but her not very competent subordinates didn't follow directions and took their own person. Working with what she had, a plan was formed to lure her target, while also taking down some more of Cabal's enemies. Their goal is to frame some of the Zvergan in order to sow discourse with the Nambu.
Yeah.
So...
I think we could work with this.
Yeah, our storyline today, like our little stories today...
was definitely a little rougher.
I would say it is a lot more... These two are connected, so that this one and the last one we just did were connected. The one before it, with the Zvergan, is less closely connected.
It is less closely connected.
We need one more person, basically, to fill out.
Here's how they're connected. They all take place in the Rolling Sands. Mm-hmm. And it could be that part of the thing that we don't know about this person or about somebody else was she could have sowed discourse between the Goldenborn and Svenja's group. Mm-hmm. Which is why the Goldenborn are still hunting her.
The Goldenborn might believe that her people stole this child.
Who, Svenja's group?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very possible. I don't know if the Goldenborn would necessarily care, but...
If the Nambu are coming at them like, hey, yo, y'all's people stole a child.
Yeah, exactly. And so it could be that the Nambu are coming after the Goldenborn. The Goldenborn's like, wait, not us, it's them. And they're going after Svenja's group. And this dude's just like, y'all, I just want my niece back.
Hey, yo, my guys are just looking for a person. Oh, we're going somewhere else now. How did we make it to the tundra?
How did we get way north? I'm not sure. It's supposed to end up here.
And that makes sense that his artifact is actually a bad artifact, because most of the artifacts in this world are
gonna be bad.
Made by Cabal.
Yeah. So.
The evil in nature, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's our stories for today.
That's our characters for today, and they're...
Again, this is something that I thoroughly enjoyed doing. So just being able to make 3 people and just enjoy it, it's fun.
Yeah. I would like to see a PC a player character potentially, deciding to be a Versinghen who was part of Svenja's group and looking for this potion in the mountain. Like that could be a
thing. A goal for him is to find this potion.
Yeah, I mean, I can also see, like, if we generate another character in the future that is a Versinghen, that we might be like, oh, hey, they might have been part of this group at one point, or are still in this group.
Yeah. So, I think this works. So, here's what I would like to know, if there's anybody still watching. Since we are about to end our stream, if y'all have anything, remember Obsidian? Look into that.
I looked in. We're gonna look at the Excel.
Excel randomness.
Yeah.
And we're also gonna look into that map maker.
Yes, because we're gonna start making the map. Don't remember off the top of my head, but
yeah,
we can.
But at the beginning of the stream, we asked a question that what is your favorite backstory for
that you've made for a character? So, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an RPG character. It could be any character you've come up with.
Yeah. So, if y'all want, we can stay on for probably 5 more minutes or so.
Yeah.
Give or take. And if you have a character that you want to tell us about, you know, I'm more than happy to hear about it. So, but yeah.
Yep, we can talk about our backstories again, though. We mentioned at the start of the stream, like the characters that we enjoy.
Yeah. So ours come from what, D&D?
Yeah, I think
D&D.
both of ours came from D&D that we mentioned.
Black Angel is published on Kindle Vella? Quick, what is Kindle Vella?
So is that a
The first 3 chapters are free.
So is that a book that you published?
That is actually a good question. Is that a book you published? Because if so, I'd be down. It sounds cool. But yeah, so my favorite backstory I have is of my current 1 hour played character. It's Amazon's new serial fiction platform. Yes, it's mine.
Oh, nice!
Nice!
Yeah,
Amazon's new serial fiction platform. Okay. Quick, you wanna...
I'll screenshot that one too.
Yes.
Screenshot. I'll take a picture of my phone. Snapshot of the screen.
Yeah. I'm assuming if you told us about it, it would spoil the book. Can I post a link?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go for it.
Theoretically, you should. I don't think I have it so that it blocks links. If I do, I will figure out how to unblock that. Yeah.
If it's not posting for you,
theoretically, it should.
Yeah, I guess
Black Angel.
I guess we have it where it blocks links.
That sucks. How do I change that?
I mean, if anything, since you said where it's on and what the name of it is, then it can be easily looked up, I think.
Yeah.
For both us and people who want to...
Send you a whisper? Is that something I can do? It is! Where'd it go? Where did it go? See, a really question. Where did it go? How does one whisper? Quick, how does one whisper?
It's a great question.
What? Click my name. Yeah.
Quick whisper.
Okay. We're gonna actually bring this really quick over...
Ah.
No, not that.
Don't mess with that.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Don't.
What?
If you hold... Give me just a second.
I want to move the thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to move this whole thing over.
We're gonna do that if you're trying to...
Well, I just want to move this over here.
Okay.
Because... Why? No.
If anything, like I said, Even if we don't get a link, we can look it up. I mean...
Well, yeah, but it's bothering me. Because there should be something that pops up there. I promise I am clicking on your name and clicking on Whisper. You have...
Oh, okay. That might be why.
Alright, so if I do this, if I type in chat, can you reply to me? Because that's something that we can do. No, that's not it.
Okay. Let's see.
So this is something that we're gonna have to...
Give us just a second, because...
Ah! Block hyperlinks. Okay, well, there's one.
Okay, try posting it again. In the regular chat.
Click on the settings thing down there.
There we go.
Alright, cool. We found it. When you click my name, just whisper hello so I can reply. Okay. Hey, we did it. We got at least one of them. We will actually worry about the whispering for the next one.
Yes.
But hey, no problem. By the way, if anybody else also wants to check out this book, we are all about supporting people.
Yeah.
So that will definitely be something that we do. Not saying everybody else has to, but it would be very much appreciated by us and by books, I'm guessing. So, question books. How many books have you wrote?
Have you written? Yeah.
Written, yeah. The first 3 episodes are always free. Awesome. Over 20.
Nice.
Oh, wow. So you are quite, I'm going to say efficient, but that's not the right word. Quite talented? Talented.
Well, I would say definitely quite talented.
Yeah, quite talented as an author, because I'm trying to come up with 6 characters, and that's hard. I started in 2012. Ah, okay. Nice. So you've been doing this for 11 years now? Alright, so we are going to figure out this whisper thing, too.
Yeah.
Nice. Well... Can you click on, or can you open a new tab that hyperlink so that I have it?
Yes. Well, we definitely wish you luck for your future writing.
Indeed. And you know, again, I do very much appreciate you talking with us, bringing out your suggestions, because honestly it really helps us, because as you can tell, we're okay story writers, but as you mentioned, you know, we don't always make the most sense.
Well, whenever we're just brainstorming stuff, definitely, I mean.
So it helps to have another person to kind of bounce ideas off of.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have other channels, or other media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to bounce ideas off of me for a book that you're writing or something, I am more than happy to chat, talk to you, you know, help you bounce ideas. So, yeah.
Yep. And your favorite character?
Oh, sorry.
Story?
My favorite character is my bugbear that I'm gonna start playing here soon.
Bugbear being like a bear-like humanoid.
A very stinky bear.
A bear who stands on 2 legs.
Yeah. D&D character. He is going to be extremely country. I actually went out and bought overalls, some flannel shirts, a straw hat, and a stuffed animal Black Panther for his pet Roscoe, who is a Black Panther, because apparently Black Panthers live in the jungle now, or in the forest, actually, not even a jungle.
You could have done a mountain lion, but I mean,
but no. And so I get to have a non-intelligent bugbear, who's
rather charismatic,
who's surprisingly charismatic, despite his size and his overall appearance. And he gets to have a country accent, so I get to play somebody with a country accent.
You love playing characters with accents.
I do. They're fun. They give me something to do with my time.
Yeah, my character I'm playing in this game. This wasn't the character that I haven't figured out her backstory fully yet, so I couldn't necessarily say that I'm that is one of my favorite characters' backstories. But I do kind of like the fact that she is Elvish, and I have decided that her first language is not common like most people speak. Her first language is Elvish, which means that when she speaks common, she talks as though like she doesn't understand certain words.
She talks as if if she is currently in the process of learning English.
Yes. Which is I think going to be very interesting, because my character will be talking mostly to people in Elvish, and half the group doesn't know Elvish, so the ones that don't know it, she's going to have a little bit of a language barrier, and I think that's going to be fun.
All I know is if your character learns from my character, it's going to be hilarious, because you're gonna know how to speak Elvish and then country. So that's going to be hilarious when you start talking to people who don't necessarily speak country all that well, because then they're just going to look at you and be like, all right, can you just speak Elvish to me? That'd be cool.
Yeah, what I'm excited for is she's an artificer too, which means she's a crafter. She's got like...
Angel was born after 2 old women performed a taboo ritual.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right.
Interesting.
That guy has not nearly that cool a story. His story is, well, when a mommy bugbear and a daddy bugbear.
When a mommy bugbear and a daddy bugbear love each other very much. They form a farm.
Yeah.
And on that farm, they need people to run the farm. And so...
Stop it.
And so they have a bunch of bugbears.
Stop. That's super cool. All right. If you happen to hop on next Saturday, or even next Wednesday,
Wednesday we don't do world building. We play games on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Saturdays is our world building day. Yeah.
Because end of the week, getting ready to start a new week.
Something to look forward to amidst life.
Yeah. I will have read
the first 3.
At least the first chapter. Hopefully the first 3 chapters. And we can talk about your book, because I think that's something that we can talk about, right? Assuming you're cool with us talking about your book. So I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I enjoy a good read. So,
okay.
Any last words for you?
Oh, I guess kind of an update. I've actually started writing again. I'm working on the books again for or I'm working on the story that we are doing for our video game we're working on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the companion book for it. So
nice.
I've started working on that again.
Okay.
That's become my side project.
Nice.
So
this is my side project.
Yeah, this is more of your baby.
Yeah.
But that one is definitely one we will talk about in a future world building stream.
Probably next stream too.
Yeah, about Project Mutagenesis is the name of that one.
Yeah. We have a lot of projects we're doing. Right now this kind of is the one I'm mostly focused on, but we still have other projects we're doing as well. So
yeah, there's Mutagenesis, and then there's the Age of Gods and Dragons, which I'm actually primarily working on that one too right now, since that's where my campaign's set in.
So with that, thank you, by the way, Books, again. And thank you, Camster, if you're still watching. We will probably discuss your book on Saturday during our next world building stream. Feel free to tune in Wednesday to watch us most likely lose at Brawlhalla. But, you know, again, it's just something that we do. We're not great at it. Sometimes we seem like we're great at it.
Sometimes we seem like we're great when we're going against people who have never picked up a controller before.
Or play like us.
Yeah.
But we will probably discuss your book because I'm interested in seeing what it looks like and seeing how it goes. Yeah. But again, thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you again. All right?
Good night.
Bye, y'all.
Move the window. See ya.